glad you chose to stop by the channel today. Just wanted to give you an opportunity to really become a part of this community here at the Coach Smook Network. We like to call ourselves the AAA family. The AAA stands for authenticity above all. We just want to give you an opportunity to become a part of this community because we're growing and we're doing something special here as a fan base, not just for Alabama, but the fan community as a whole. We're creating an environment where it's safe to be yourself, be authentic, and meet people who share the same passion you share, whether it's for the same team or not. You can do this by becoming a member of the AAA family. You simply start by just clicking the link provided to you by one of the moderators in the chat, or it'll be pinned to the top of the chat. Click that link, it'll bring you to my homepage. When you get to my homepage, make sure you hit the notification button and turn on all notifications. Understand that there are multiple ways to support the channel, and each level has its perks. You can go through and read each perk. As we continue to grow, new perks will be added to each level. One thing we would like to highlight that all AAA members are greatly appreciated. It does not go unnoticed that you have taken time and hard-earned money to support this channel. Once you join, YouTube is going to ask for some payment information, and make sure you monitor your subscription dates. Also, if you really want to get interactive with the community and find out what's going on, think about joining our Discord family. This is where you can get into all the fan talk of the community, and also there are networking opportunities. Please be mindful that there are rules and that we expect everyone to treat everyone with respect. Also, if you're looking to partner with Coach Smook Network or sponsor, please hit us up at coachsmooknetwork@gmail.com, and our staff will get back to you in a timely manner. I'm your boy, Coach Smook of the Coach Smook Network, and I thank you for supporting this channel.
When you see me in the streets, holler at me. Say, put me in the game, Coach Smook.
At Walk-On's Sports Bistro, the games are on, the food's delicious, and here you are always part of the team. Welcome to Walk-On Sports Bistro, where every day is game day. Whether it's a post-win celebration, drinks after work, or taking the fam for some made-from-scratch favorites, Walk-On's is your go-to for good times. Craft beer and cocktails, and bold flavors for fans of all ages. From melty mozzarella logs to Hall of Fame level burgers. Stop by today or order online or in the app. Walk-On's Sports Bistro. Game on.
Let me in the game, Coach Smook. Let me in the game, Coach Smook.
Remember, when you see me in the streets, holler at me. Say, put me in the game, Coach Smook.
Put me in the game, Coach Smook. Put me in the game, Coach Smook.
Like, share, subscribe. You know we keep it live.
Put me in the game, Coach Smook. 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 Put me in the game, Coach Smook.
Like, share, subscribe. You know we keep it live.
Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, my AAA family. Good morning. Oh, yo, hold on. Let me fix my camera. I did not know we was that much off center. Let me go back. We was definitely backed up to editing zone. What's up, everybody? Good to see y'all in the chat this morning. Everybody, thank y'all for pulling up to the Coach Smook Network. Looks like I'm gonna have to go back. Gotta come back in real quick. 1 second, chat. I'll be right back.
Four fingers for real.
A little glitch issue here on the network. No big deal though. We made it back, and I'm glad to be back with y'all. Somebody type in the chat, say, "Put me in the game, Coach Smook." Let's go. How y'all feeling this morning? Y'all, it's already Tuesday. Y'all know what happens on Tuesdays. Tuesdays is breakdowns. We getting into the matchups, getting into the numbers, getting to the stats, getting to the hypotheticals, all of that good stuff on the Coach Smook Network. We open the phone lines up late in the show. 5 minutes per call, 3 to 5 minutes per call. Towards the latter end of the show, we'll be opening that lineup at the 10:45 mark, and we'll be ending the show roughly around 30-ish today. We got a stick to our schedule going forward, y'all. Appreciate everybody for tapping in. Let me tap in with all the commenters on each platform. Guys, hold on one second. Let me fix gotta get my antenna down. All right, let me let me say what's up to everybody on both platforms. Talking to TikTok, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube. Appreciate y'all for being live today. We're not live on all 6 platforms that we usually are on. We're just live on Twitter, TikTok, Facebook, and YouTube today. Appreciate y'all for tapping in and already tapping in. And we got 17 over here on the YouTube side. We got 6 over there on the TikTok side here. 10 minutes into the show. Y'all continue to tap the screen and share the screen. Yo, big my partner Antonio over there, man, tapping the screen and gifting over on TikTok already. My guy Jason over on TikTok said, put me in the game, Coach Smook. We over on YouTube side. Let's see who we got on the YouTube side. Let's start at the top, Mary J. Good morning, Mary J. I forgot to tell Mary J. good morning. My bad, Mary J. This morning was a busy one. As y'all can hear, I'm kind of under the weather, but we had a lot of business things to handle to set up our watch party event this weekend that we're hosting at Walk-Ons. Again, hopefully, if you all weren't here at the beginning, you'll be able to see it. We're going to be running that ad, at least 3 times during the show, at least 3 times. So y'all stick around and support the ad. If you have not seen the promo over on TikTok, make sure y'all go check that out. And if y'all haven't checked it out, here goes the TikTok promo real quick. I'm gonna play that for you. Get that out the way while we wait for everybody to pull up. I didn't go live last night. Didn't feel like there was a need to do a phone call show, being that we have so much other stuff planned throughout the week. Definitely want to maximize all of our opportunities to create content this week. So you all will definitely be seeing us every day going into the SEC championship game and promoting the live game watch party. Check this out. This is shout out to Walk-Ons for sponsoring us. Mary J, you can remove the banners, both of them ticker and banners, and I'm gonna get this on the screen. Here we go, chat. Check this out, chat. Our Walk-Ons promo for our event this Saturday, Alabama versus Georgia SEC championship watch party, live watch party being held at a live location. Watch party held at Walk-Ons, Montgomery, Alabama. Check this out.
In the streets, holla at me. Say, put me in the game, Coach Smook.
Oh, this ain't the right one. That's not the right one. I'm sorry. Hold on. Apologies. Let me get y'all the other one. Let me get the updated one. Here it is.
Sports Bistro is your game day destination. Enjoy delicious, made-from-scratch favorites like mozzarella logs and burgers, plus craft beer and cocktails. Whether celebrating a win or grabbing dinner with the family, stop by or order online or in the app. Walk-On Sports Bistro.
Join me, Coach Smook, your favorite Alabama sports insider, at Walk-On Sports Bistro in Montgomery, Alabama, December 6th, 2025 at 2:30 p.m. Central Standard Time for a live game watch party where you can be a part of a live audience and enjoy and interact for the live game action. Hope to see you there. Let's go, Bama Nation. Hey, AAA family, that's us, man. That's us. That's us doing that, man. Shout out to y'all. And once again, we appreciate Walk-Ons for truly believing in our vision and supporting us, man, putting us on another platform, getting us another space to spread the good gospel about college football, but not just college football, Alabama football, high school recruiting. As y'all know, early signing day is tomorrow. We already been doing our due diligence and getting everything set up. I'm actually looking for 3 or 4 people to jump on the team for this weekend or for this week to help with that. I'm trying to figure out why this stuff is not staying the same. There we go. StreamYard had me in a blue layout earlier. I don't know. Maybe I touched some on the way out. But got
Thank y'all for being here. We're at the 13-minute mark. If you want to get to the topic of conversation, fast forward to the 15-minute mark. Let me jump in the comments and see who all's in the chat, man. Dougie Fresh, what's good, my brother? Good to see you, man. Roll Tide. My boy said, "Tis the Roll Tided season." Appreciate you for tapping in. Tis the Roll Tided season. Tis. Hold on, y'all. Let me answer this. I have to answer this. Hold on. Sorry, y'all. I told y'all it's a busy morning. Yeah, y'all gonna have to bear with me today. I can't miss no business phone calls today. I did not know that things would change the way they are, but to God be the glory. But without further ado, let's get into the show. Y'all didn't come in here to see my busy life. Y'all came in here to talk some Bama football. Alabama versus Georgia. We're gonna get into the number breakdown. We talking about stat ranks. We're talking about actual numbers. We put it all together, and we got our own little sheet of information that we want to kind of give y'all some. Put y'all on this inside track of going into this game, some tendencies that can show up, that can play to the advantage of either team, and how that could look for either team at the end of the game, and what that scoreboard looks like. So without further ado, if anybody is ready, if everybody's ready, somebody type it in the chat right now. Say, "Put me in the game, Coach Smook." Let's go.
You talking about Jalen Milroe? And the Pips,
The perfect weak side linebacker, right? Put him next to the mic.
It's not going to take us a lot of time, but I want to say that I'm excited about what.
Okay, forgive me, my brother. What's on your mind?
Oh, I'm good. I'm just still sorry for all the other content creators now that we have this mega star back in our presence.
Hey, y'all, appreciate y'all for being here once again. Thank y'all. But real quick, I didn't finish the roll call. I started doing it and I got sidetracked because I'm looking at the time, and the phone call kind of got me kind of sidetracked. So we're gonna start at the top, man. Appreciate y'all for tapping in here on the Coach Smook Network. We're gonna get a real quick roll call, and then we're gonna jump into the conversation. Let's crank this thing up. Start at the top, man. Welcome in on the YouTube side. Appreciate you for tapping in today. Dougie Fresh says, "Tis the season to roll it." What's good, Dougie? See you, my guy. What's up, Sully? Good to see you, my guy. Good to see you, Roll Tide, man. The Kinesis is in the building. What's up, the Kinesis? Good to see you, brother. Roll Tide, Zach. Everybody, I see you. What's going on, Deborah? Good to see you. In the dunk time. What's up, Urban Essence? Good to see you, sister. Caden said, "Morning, Coach Smook." Caden, you were the highlight of the show yesterday. I told you, we ain't got time for that BS, talking about some roll, BS roll. Man, we ain't with that. What's up, Mike Jones? Good to see you, man. Roll Tide, the fast speed. What's good? Jamarcus says, "Good morning," and Roll Tide. Good morning, Jamarcus. Good to see you, my brother. And that's the roll call for this morning. Thank y'all for tapping in with your boy, Coach Smook. And always, remember, hit that like button as you come in on that YouTube side. If you're on Facebook, hit a reaction button, laugh, heart emoji, like button, angry reaction, something. React to the stream to help us out over there on Facebook, Twitter. We wouldn't mind you all commenting and retweeting. And then and TikTok. Don't forget to continue to tap that screen. Y'all gonna have to bear with me today because we definitely a little under the weather. Alex Wild, appreciate you for tapping in, my brother. Roll Tide. Thank you for jumping in. And Brian Lewis, what's up? Morning, Roll Tide. Brian, good to see you, my guy. Roll Tide. All right, y'all, let's get into the conversation. Alabama versus Georgia breakdown. We've been talking about it. We've been talking about it since round one. Now we're going to talk about this Saturday and how much this game has on it. I think both teams are in the playoffs regardless, just my personal opinion. We have college football playoff ranking release is happening tonight. And after tonight, you won't see much movement due to a majority of that top 12 because of the teams being represented in each conference's championship game. Now, we're having a whole nother show about the college football playoff rankings. We're probably going to do a live reaction tonight. That's what we'll do. We'll do a live reaction to the college football playoff tonight. We'll start it on YouTube, and then we'll transition to some gaming content on TikTok for the rest of the night. But the college football playoffs, the seeding is so important for both of these teams. Now, I'm a firm believer that in order for this team to correct, or this committee to correct where they are, or to stay consistent in what they've been telling us as far as the rankings, when they dropped us so far below everybody else after we lost to Oklahoma and kept Notre Dame above us and Miami, neither team is playing for a conference championship. Neither team has more ranked wins. Neither team has more ranked opponents on schedule. Notre Dame has 0 ranked wins versus top 25 teams. So we're talking about, top 15. I'm sorry, top 15 teams. We're talking about a team that hasn't beaten a playoff caliber team, and the committee is saying that they look good enough by the eye test. They look good enough to be one of the 12 best teams in the country. Well, 2 of the teams that you played that are proving that they could be one of the top 12 teams, you lost to them. So that has to matter at some point, but that's a whole nother conversation. Alabama versus Georgia, the seeding of the seeding of the playoffs, your playoff seeding comes from this game. Now, I do believe that the SEC champ winner, with one loss, that would be Georgia. I think they will move up to be like the number 2 seed if they were to win. But if Alabama wins, if we win with our record, the 2-loss record, I think we find ourselves right at number 5. Your automatic playoff bid, but not your first round bye. Your automatic playoff bid goes to your highest ranking, your 4 highest ranking group of 4, group of 5, however you want to call it now, and then your non-power group of 5, your 1 team, and that's going to be JMU based off of where it looks. So you want to be in a good spot to probably get, if you're going to have to play in the first round, you want to play a good game. You want a good game that's going to carry your momentum over from this championship weekend. But then you want to be able to game plan to set something in stone for what your identity is for your playoff push. And if you get the first week bye, we saw what that does to teams that have to sit and wait for other teams to come in and they're making adjustments without really being able to get that real-time action or rep count. So that's just the basis of what this game is doing for us. You're doing that for both Alabama and Georgia. Both teams being in this game. I think Alabama's winning this game puts them in a situation where we may not get the favorable position that I believe we need. And Georgia, if they win, I think it puts them in position that they kind of want. Right? You're talking about a 1-loss conference champ, and then or possibility of a 2-loss conference champ. And we saw what they did to Ohio State last year. Right? We saw what they did to Ohio State last year, how they were able to go through the playoffs with a similar record, same type of record, coming in with 2 losses into the playoffs, and the way they pushed. If we were to look for immediate inspiration or immediate type of mirror to kind of match this up with, that would be the type of energy I would bring to how Alabama season could go after suffering 2 losses that I truly believe shouldn't have happened in the season. So let's get into the matchup breakdown here. I'm ready to talk about it. Alabama versus Georgia. If y'all have not been to a Alabama versus Georgia tailgate live game, either Athens or Tuscaloosa, I've had the privilege of being at the Alabama Georgia Tuscaloosa game. I've had the privilege of being at a tailgate party twice for Alabama Georgia in Atlanta. I haven't been to Alabama Georgia in Athens, so that's on the schedule for 2027 because I think they come back here next year. So we're gonna dive into it, man. Let's talk about some stats. Let's talk about the offenses, how they match up, and what that looks like for both teams. Alabama right now, overall offensive efficiency stats right now. We're talking about the points per game, everything the main stuff that you look at when you're looking at a team and ranking them. So Alabama's offense right now is averaging 31.2 points a game. That's 26th in the country. Yards per game, 392. That's 58. That's outside the top 50. Points per play. We're averaging 0.44 points per play, meaning we're scoring at a decent clip. We're scoring at a decent clip. Number 35 in the country, yards per play, 5.6. This is overall, both passing and rushing combined. That's number 58 in the country. Third down conversion rate, 32. Fourth down conversion, number 14 at 67%. And red zone scoring. Nobody's really been able to stop us in the red zone offensively. Now, let's talk about Georgia's primary offensive stats, their overall statistics, and where they rank. Well, Georgia is actually scoring more points than Alabama right now at 32.6. So about a point more than Alabama at this current point in the season. Yards per game, 416.2, outgaining Alabama by a decent margin. We're ranked 56. They're ranked 34th. Points per play, 4.5. Teams putting up literally virtually the same. The rest of these stats down the line, third down conversion, red zone scoring, I think they have us by 4%, and we score at a higher clip in the red zone than they do. Where are the strengths at for Alabama's offense? Let's talk about Alabama's strengths coming into this game. Oh my God, y'all. Boss just came over here and just dropped a freaking stink bomb. Get away, man. Go. You gotta go with that, man. You gotta go on with somewhere with that. That's not cool. That's not cool. That John stink too, chat. It really do. It really does stink. A doggy. But yeah, so Alabama's strengths on their offense. Let's talk about it. When you look at the national average, the numbers that Alabama kind of exceeds in the averages, right? We're talking about third down completion percentage, fourth down completion percentage, pass completion percentage on second down, yards per third down game. Alabama in a lot of key statistic areas, they are in the top 25, and on average, and this is something that I've seen with this stat breakdown. If y'all want the link, you can use teamrankings.com. They give you a lot of different category stats that I kind of use to reference and help me tell the story of how teams' numbers compare, where their numbers come from, right? So what happened is, you look at Alabama's strength on the offense. Everybody loves to talk about the passing game. We've seen it struggle for the past, I want to say, let's say 4 games now. Since the South Carolina game, we've seen Alabama's passing game struggle. Not just have problems, but it's struggled, meaning quarterback has not been able to deliver the ball effectively in a consistent basis. You've seen 1 or 2 drops here. You've seen, where wide receivers haven't been able to get separation. Very, very seldomly you've seen that later in games where wide receivers aren't creating separation. So the key stats for this passing game, something that the team is calling 53%, almost 54% pass plays at right now. Pass, 54% pass, 46% run. That's your pass run ratio right now for play calling. And right now you're looking at Alabama with their 53%, 54% passing pass play calling. They're completing 66% of their passes. That's not a bad job. The interceptions thrown, we're not throwing as many interceptions as it feels like we've thrown, right? In the last game against Auburn, we've seen Auburn's defense drop 2 or 3 interceptions. But Ty's doing a good job in protecting the ball in the air. And how the average amount of sacks, the percentage that Alabama's quarterback is sacked at 5.5%, we're not even in the top 50 as far as allowing sacks. And that's a good thing. That's a good thing. I look at Georgia, same thing. They have similar, like you're talking about teams that are virtually made the same. The only difference is they have a little bit higher interception thrown percentage, right at 2%. Alabama's under 1%. They're at 2%, meaning they're giving up a few more turnovers than Georgia. And then the same thing with the sacks. They're not getting sacked a lot. Averaging 4.4 sacks a game. Quarterback getting sacked 4% of the time on dropbacks this year. This not a bad protection. So for teams that are able to match up skill-wise with either team, that's where you see what I've noticed. That's where you see Alabama at their strengths, Georgia at their strength for the season, see their problems against talented teams. So that's where I think the clash happens. Both offenses being knocked off for their strengths. A lot of people want you to believe that Georgia's run game is their strength. I want to tell you the truth right now, that is not. As much as Georgia is running the ball, yards per rush, 4.2 yards per rush in the season right now, that's outside the top 50. The amount of times that they rush in the game, 41.5 times, this number is 15 in the country. Rushing yards per game, they're outside the top 25. Alabama right now, rushing in this season, and we know Alabama's run game has not been what you expect it to be, but think about how much Georgia runs the ball compared to Alabama, and listen to these numbers. So you're talking about Alabama runs the ball at a 46% clip, yards per rush 3.5. Georgia was only sitting at a 4.3. Rushes per game, Alabama is sitting at 31 times a game, or 31.5 times a game. That's number 100 in the nation. We're not even handing the ball off enough to even be amongst some of the competitive teams that are utilizing their run game. That could be a problem later on in the season, or later on, as we continue to work through this postseason play. That could be a problem if we're not able to pick up the ratio and how much we're running the ball. We saw a little bit in the Auburn game, so we can probably see that. Rushing yards per game, 113.5 for Alabama. Did y'all hear what I said Georgia's was? For them to run the ball an extra almost 11 times more than Alabama. They're using those extra 10 times, and they're gaining probably like an extra 45, 50 yards off of those 10 extra rushes. And that's just sticking to their average of 4 yards, 4.1 yards per carry. They're still able to get over that hump to where now you're looking at their rushing numbers because of how many times they run the ball. You're looking at their rushing numbers and saying we got to respect the run game, but it's not as effective as it seems. They're just running it a lot. And they're able to capitalize in the pass game with some of their explosives. That is the difference between Alabama and Georgia's offense. That's where they impact. Both teams have efficient passing offenses and have strong passing offenses when they're clicking. Neither team has an explosive run game. Georgia's run game got a lot of padded stats, and I'll go back and I look at it. And let me pull that schedule back up. Alabama gave Georgia majority of their padded stat rankings when it came to the run game. They had 6 plays in our game, 20 plus yards or more. I think they ended the game total rushing. They ended that game with 256 total rushing yards, and that was the last time we gave up a type of run game like that. And they did it by committee. It wasn't just one player just eating us alive. They had a couple big runs where we didn't fit the run gaps correctly. So I look at Georgia's schedule this year, and you look at where some of their strong rushing yard games came from. One against Auburn, where they were forced to slow the game down because the defense was able to get a pass rush on the quarterback. Kentucky was another one of those games. They opened it up against Tennessee. We remember early in the season. Against us, they had a great running attack. They really ran the ball because they couldn't pass the ball. We saw them have to really open the game up against Florida using the run game. And in each of these games, they had more than 35, 40 rush attempts. They were right there pushing that number against these teams and relying on their physicality, which has worked out for them. Right? But that doesn't mean that's the thing that's been helping them score. Most of their scoring plays is plays that are putting them in scoring position. 62% of those plays that are putting them in scoring position or helping them score are pass plays. So their effectiveness is in their pass game too. Right? Alabama's majority of our scoring plays this year have came from the pass game. So a lot of similarities with both teams and how they're built. It's all about who can execute at a higher level offensively. Let's get on to the offensive side and talk about different personnel on both sides of the ball. I want to talk about a few guys from Alabama's sideline, Alabama's offense, and then we're going to talk about a few guys from Georgia's offense. From Georgia's offense, we're going to break that down too. Names to be thinking about for Alabama offense. Alabama's offense, many weapons, y'all, and as much as we don't want to acknowledge it right now, and I think y'all, once again, I'll take a quick second to acknowledge everybody on TikTok, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube. Continue to tap the screen for your boy and say, put me in the game, Coach Smook. Drop your comments. Let us know what you're thinking when it comes to my thoughts on Alabama and Georgia's strengths. A lot of people think I'm gonna go against the grain with this, and I brought y'all some stats to kind of back those thoughts. A lot of people think Georgia has this great run game. It's a strong and efficient run game. It's not explosive. It's not anything that's game changing. It's something that they can rely on and can do at a consistent basis with the way that they run the ball. Right, their zone blocking scheme is a lot more traditional, and they have the guys up front made for this zone blocking scheme that they utilize up front. Their power blocking scheme is one of the best in the conference right now. Not explosive, is just efficient. It's not very many handoffs that you're going to get from Georgia that they don't gain 3 to 5 yards per carry. Not very many zone blocking schemes that don't allow them to open up and really just physically outdo you in the trenches. Alabama, I believe, has the capabilities, but the type of run scheme that we apply, we don't have the personnel that are fully able to, I guess you could say, operate it at a complete level. You have skill sets and assets along your front that play into other type of run blocking schemes that you trying to integrate and kind of cross match with what you like to do. And that's what we've seen. We've seen that middle ground, kind of that gray area type of play calling for our run game with Alabama. But against Auburn, you saw the traditional run game, the man-on-man blocking, the head-up blocking. When guys showed in somebody's face or showed in somebody's gap, you saw guys really take off on the offensive line and come out their stance and get a push. So I look at both sides. Let's talk about key players to watch for. I think for Alabama right now, the key players, a few of the key players, and I'm going to name probably 5 or 6. I want to start somewhere where probably most people want to start. And I think the offensive line right now, a key player on the offensive line, and it may not be a player, but a position on the offensive line, is going to be the right guard position. I think right now, with what Georgia is going to do, they're going to crowd the line of scrimmage majority of the snaps. They're going to crowd the line of scrimmage. They're going to show 5 or 6 at the line of scrimmage. I'm hoping they show 5 or 6 at every, between every first down and second down. I'm saying, like, let's show. I hope they show 70%, 75, 80%. Show 6 around the line of scrimmage, whether it's double mug or you're walking your safeties down, to the right outside the tackle box. You're hugging the tackle box with your safeties and trying to bait tie into some type of underneath robber coverage with your safeties floating at the midline level. We've seen Kirby Smart do things like this. We've seen a lot of roll coverage from Kirby Smart in his defense. I think the offensive line being able to decipher up front and give the quarterback that extra step to decipher what's rolling, what's happening in that 2 second to 2.8 second transition time of your drop back on pass plays post snap. Give him that extra, 0.5, that extra step is going to play a key role. How do you get that? You got to have the right personnel. Jaden Roberts, I love Jaden Roberts, but in pass pro, he has struggled over the years. We've seen more consistency from Geno Vandermark at the guard position. And then we've also seen Wilkin Formby begin to grow in pass pro at that guard position. Michael Carroll has come in and taken that tackle position by storm. Some of the mistakes that we see, some of the things we see him getting beat on in the game is usually happening late in the game. Late in the game, he's learning to build on these reps. He's playing more reps in the game. His condition is getting better. And sometimes you may have a true freshman, have some mental lapses this late in the season when he's going against a 4th or 5th year guy that's been playing SEC ball for the last 2 or 3 years. But he's growing. You don't see him making the same mistakes twice. So I think the key players right now, the key position right now on the offensive side for Alabama is the right guard position for offense. Then I look at the center. We saw how the team looked when Parker Brailsford had to go out. I think Geno Vandermark did a decent job playing that center, but it's not the same. We saw the breakdown. I saw my guy Pac-Man post a clip of our reserve center and backup guard and true freshman tackle having a miscommunication on a weak side stunt that that Auburn threw at us and pressure got to Ty Simpson. I like to show you, if I could, without getting copyrighted, I would like to show you, even with that 6-man coming on the blitz, because it was a 6-man blitz. I know you you tried to crop it out and just show that side where looked like it was 3-on-3, but it was definitely a 6-man pressure. Your running back has slid to the strong side like he was instructed to do, right? That was on Ty to make the protection calls. The offensive line confirms. They point out whichever way Ty wants them to slide. They call out, confirm their assignment. They echo it to each other where they're going, and he has to decipher what comes after that. There was an avenue for him to step up, but he's still patting the ball on that back foot. Stick that foot in the ground, drive. But key player right now in this game, I think they will attack the interior of our offensive line. That's our strength. Kirby usually likes to stack your strengths early in the game. I wonder how he's going to dial it up. He has a crazy group of inside linebackers that are growing. We talked about them coming into the first game of the season, right? How they were young and they weren't developed. Now they're playing like veterans. They're flying around and they're making plays. So how they're going to dial up the pressures from the interior of their defense is going to be key. The right guard is going to have a lot of work on his hands. Second guy that's going to be most important for Alabama's offense, I think Caleb Edwards. With Josh Cuevas not likely to play, I know a lot of people think that it's been confirmed, but we have conversations with people in there. He's working on it day to day. Him and Jam Miller both are working daily, rehabbing daily through these injuries, and you never know what happens Saturday morning when a player wakes up and starts going through walkthroughs and what can happen and how he could be serviceable. But for this game, pending Caleb, not Caleb Edwards, pending Josh Cuevas not being available, tight end Caleb Edwards is going to be a key factor for this team. With so many double mug looks, pre-snap looks, where you're going to see the offensive line being crowded by Georgia's defense, it's going to be key for Alabama's tight end room, Caleb Edwards, to kind of be the catalyst in this, right? With Josh Cuevas being down, Caleb Edwards to be the catalyst in this and being able to get your head around quick, secure the ball, and get upfield. One thing I love about Caleb Edwards on NCAA 26 that I think is going to play out in real life for him, and somebody said, no, the hell, the Coach Smook. They talking about it. Yeah, I am, because they do roster updates for a reason every week, and you got people that are part of their creative arts, and then whatever their design team is, their coding team, right? They sit there and they watch college football on Saturdays, and they come and they give their opinion. There's test groups that give their opinion on how players are being evaluated, and somebody saw some positive things in Caleb Edwards, because if you put him in the game right now on NCAA, he's the best tight end for Alabama. And Josh Cuevas is good in that game. They got the sure-handed factor for Caleb Edwards. All of those things are happening, and the guy can move now. I didn't know he was so much bigger than Marshall Pritchett until the Auburn game, when I was field level with everybody, seeing him walk out. But Caleb Edwards is going to be a key factor for Alabama, not just in the passing game though. In those max protections, he's going to have to handle some athletic edge rushers. He's going to have to be able to stand up some DBs coming off of the wide, delayed corner blitzes, slot corner blitzes. Caleb Edwards is going to have to be able to step up fluidly and know, even if he has the check release, sometimes you gotta say bump the release and protect your quarterback. That way you can force Ty to use his legs, because now he's looking for either check down, and he got max pass pro. He doesn't have the check release down. Now he has to utilize his legs. He has to speed that clock up. Something's happening to where I'm not having an extra option downfield. Where's my option? Is getting protected. I'm looking at the iPad next drive. If that happens again, I know what I got to do. I know what I should be doing, right? Can't say verbatim. Can't project. So Caleb Edwards, his blocking, and pass catching, and then everybody knows that the way you beat Kirby's defense is you hurt him with the tight ends. You hurt him with the running backs and the tight ends. You get a quarterback that has some legs that can move the pocket and throw the ball. That's how you beat Kirby Smart, Glenn Schumann style defenses. Same thing you did to beat Coach Saban defenses. Attack the middle of the defense of the field, and you should find some success. Third player that I think is going to be huge in this game, and I think I'm going to name two out of this. We got some names that we're going to name. Third player that I truly believe is going to be huge in this game is coming out of our running back room. I think Daniel Hill, and I think the Daniel Hill AK Deer combo this week is going to be something that everybody's excited about. But I think the impact will be Daniel Hill, Kevin Riley. The way we divvy up those carries between those two, I think AK Deer is going to get. I pray that he could get 10 carries this game. I think AK Deer at this point in the season with 10 carries, mixing it up, giving you a good balance between all running backs, I think you will get the explosives that you need from AK when he gets those 10 carries. So his 10 carries could be 10 carries for 52 yards, and that be the difference in the game. Those 10 carries plus Kevin Riley 6 carries for 28 yards, and Daniel Hill's 21 carries for 85 plus yards, right? Total yard gain 150 plus on a defense that's given up 90 for the game. So the running back room is going to be key. I think the combo and the pairing of AK Deer, Daniel Hill is the excitement, but the production and the consistency and what we see is going to be Daniel Hill, Kevin Riley. A lot of people are excited about AK Deer. They think he should be slotted as a starter. I don't think so. I think you keep him as your surprise back. Keep him guessing. Once Zero touches the field, because he can catch the ball out the backfield, he can get you with the power run game. He can get to the edge, stick his foot in the ground, get upfield. He can pull away from the secondary once he breaks off to the second and third levels. He can do all of those things. You don't want to throw that out there at the beginning of the game when you got Daniel Hill, who's shown you the same ability. Kevin and Riley hasn't been given the opportunities, but early in the season when we didn't have Jam Miller, we saw Kevin Riley maximize those opportunities and take advantage of some of them. I think we give him more chances at this point in the season. We see a lot more effectiveness from our run game. So let me jump in the comments before I continue with my next few players. We talked about Daniel Hill, running backs, Kevin Riley, AK Deer. Those, I guess I could group those three as another key factor for Alabama, or key players to watch on the Alabama side of the ball. Let me get to the comments. We got some star comments. Shout out to Mary J. Alabama being the number 1 seed in the SEC and still an underdog and not completely a lock in the playoffs is wild. I think that's exactly the type of energy we need, though, Dougie. I think that's type of to keep us on our toes, keep the pressure on these boys. I want Ty to stay under pressure. I want him to stay under pressure. Either he's going to break or he's going to prevail. He needs to stay under pressure on the mental side. He needs to stay under pressure on the game side of things, on what's expected of him. He needs to understand the pressure of what this is. This isn't the beginning of the season where we expect you to grow through things anymore. We expect you to know who you are and excel at who you are and what you need to be for this team. So I think that's just that in itself creates that mindset or that aura around him to have to think in that matter. So I appreciate the comment. Square Business says the backs from Georgia run ball hard. Mike Bobo doesn't have an identity with this offense. The thing is, Square Business, as hard as they run, is not as explosive as you would expect it to be. This offense is not they run the ball a lot, but they're really balanced, and their effectiveness comes from the pass game. Their production, their big production, their explosive production comes in the pass game. Zachariah Branch, who is Humphreys, a lot of those wide receivers in that room, Bell, those guys, they can get loose, man, when the ball is in their hands. And I don't think a lot of people are recognizing that in their passing game. They're not giving them credit for what they're doing in the passing game. Put it like that. Tim Keenan has to have a monster game against a backup center, period. Not just Tim, Landon Simmons, Edric Hill, James Smith. The interior of our defensive line, not just the nose tackles, but the interior. That rotation of guys has been effective the last 5, 6, 7 weeks. They should have a great game, a great matchup. And the backup center, I think he's had a lot of time, so it's not like they're playing against a fresh new center or something. Hit a bubble screen first, okay? I like Geno at center over a hurt Parker. Put me in the game, Coach Smook. Is it me, or did you see Ty have a lot of green grass and he didn't take advantage of getting most needed first downs? London, he had maybe 5 or 6 opportunities, I believe. 5 or 6 opportunities in the Auburn game to take advantage of some open space. And a lot of times, the 2 big ones that he did, the QB run design, I think we need to lean on that a little bit more. I don't think Georgia, and I saw Brooke Austin. Shout out to Brooks Austin for his film breakdown, because he does film breakdown like I do. If I was Alabama, or if I was playing against Alabama, how would I attack them because of what they're showing me on film right now? So he did a great breakdown, and I think there are things set in place for these players. And just like he says what's wrong with it, the very thing that he's saying how he would attack it is probably the very thing that, the coaches are preparing for or preparing the players for. If you get this read, you do this. That's the point of game planning and film study. So a lot of people listen to it and they want to take everything he's saying as a negative. He's saying this is working for them. This is how I try to stop it. I don't understand why they're doing it like this, but it's working for them. So this is how I stop it. I love that type of film breakdown. Shout out to Brooks Austin, the film guy, and the Field Guy Network for doing what they do with the content over there. But yeah, there are a lot of opportunities for Ty to take off, utilize his legs, and be an asset and put some pressure on the defense, the defensive secondary, and make them step up in the box to give you some space for making those downfield passes. I would like to see AK and Riley on wheel routes out the backfield against those Georgia linebackers. Me too. Kind of like we've seen Jam and Jalen Milroe, kind of their trademark play call against Georgia, right? We've seen that 2 years in a row for Jalen Milroe, and that was like his pass that he got to Jam perfectly. That was his pass. Can Ty Simpson hit it? He had an opportunity to hit Jam Miller on one of those type passes against Auburn. It was a quick check down. Jam Miller got to get his head around a little bit faster on those. Got to get faster. And while we keep giving comments that kind of allude to Jam Miller or running backs, I truly think Jam Miller might need to drop that weight after the season. He probably need to lose some of that mass. I was seeing him run in real time, up close, like seeing it from the top where we watched it. You know, the all 22 angle as me and Jason came up with. We don't mind. I tell y'all that anytime I go to BDS, I'm probably going to try to make sure I can watch the first part of the game, first quarter of the game from the all 22 section. I don't care if I have to buy 2 tickets or whatever. I like the all 22 section. If y'all don't know what the all 22 section is, AAA family, we're trying to get a sponsorship so that we can have 6 to 7 tickets per game from alumni members that have season tickets that maybe not go to the games every year. We're trying to get to where we are able to raffle off and collaborate and get those tickets, those seats filled without them having to go and look for somebody and to buy them, and without us having to send you somewhere where it isn't reliable. All 22 angle, though, that's what we're gonna call it, the all 22 raffle offs. We got a lot of family members, a lot of alumni members that got those type of seats up there, season ticket holders. So we'll explore that. Y'all keep supporting, we're gonna keep going. What else? Do you think we'll see more Jaden Roberts against the Georgia front? I don't think so. And I'm probably gonna make my sister Sharita mad, Auntie Sharita, up on Twitter, like everybody else, when they tell him the truth about the Jaden Roberts situation. And I think Jaden Roberts understands more so than now the importance of maintaining your health, but also getting to those parts of your craft that aren't your strengths. Right? You're the strongest on the team. You're the best run blocking offensive lineman we have. Your pass offs in pass pro haven't been good. In the 3 years that we've seen you on the field, they haven't been consistent. We've seen times where he's been able to break down pressures, different stunts and things thrown at him. We've seen him have those opportunities this year, early in this season, when he got back from the injury. He struggled. There was a game, I remember my sister, once again, any Jaden Roberts news, go check out Auntie Rita, y'all. And I like that she supports him like that. I like that she's standing beside him and supporting him, and there's an outcry for his gameplay, or for us to see him on the field. There's been an outcry for us to see many players. I've been crying for Jalen Hill. You know, the first game when Ryan Williams had the 2 drops, I was crying for Jalen Hill. Nobody listened to me. Deshaun Jones getting burnt, I was crying for Cam Calhoun, Red Morgan, Dijon Lee. We were crying for anybody at the beginning of the season, right? When Damani Jackson started having bad games, I was crying for Damani, for Cam. You know, who else? Who else have we seen? Cole Adams. We've been begging for him. Richard Young. We've been begging for him. Right? Something's transpiring and things aren't happening at a progressive rate to where what they're getting from the other players that they are playing in those positions, they're feeling like they could grow with it. And to me, 10-2 overall regular season record, that's 1 game better than where you were last year at this point. And I will say this, for people to be like, or for the statement to be made that every game that Jaden hasn't played in, we've lost or we struggled, that's not true. The Oklahoma game, we did not struggle running the ball, right? We struggled executing. We gave them 10 points because our quarterback threw a pick six. Six of them points was off of a pick, and 7, pick and a score. But the other 3 were because you didn't take advantage of an opportunity at the quarterback position, and you had 6 seconds to make that play. So we got to be careful what we're saying. So just to answer your question about Jaden Roberts against Georgia front, I don't know. I think it would take like a blow up with Geno Wilkin, that formation there. I think they love Michael Carroll's physicality at tackle. They love Caden Proctor and how he's been playing Cam Dewberry. They don't feel the need to rotate him and Will Sanders anymore at this point. Cam has been playing. The center to the left is squared away. It's the right side of the offensive line that we've seen a few changes and a lot of switching. Where else? Where the next comment at? Smook, what's going on with Ryan? Wouldn't be surprised if him and Bach transfer. Mike Jones, get out your head, man. One game where Ryan Williams doesn't get a target and we're concerned about him hitting the portal. Other people are having better seasons. That's the problem. Ryan Williams dropping too many passes. Ryan Williams not able to block him in the run game. Him being in the slot has hindered his growth because he's not committed to being, going through all the mechanics that you're needed to be able to be effective in that. That's why you see Lasierre Brooks getting the type of reps that he's getting. I don't see Lasierre Brooks whiffing on blocks. He may not be the best punt coverage or kick coverage guy on the team with all that speed running past players and just whiffing them, just slowing them down. We like what you're doing, Lottie. We see you. We talked about that at the game. Found it funny how that's happened every game, and nobody said anything about Lasierre Brooks and as a gunner on punt team. How many tackles he's missed, and that's just a wide receiver. We want to catch you. We want to catch you slipping. We don't want to catch you looking at us. We ain't trying to blow you up. We ain't no free safety. We ain't no linebacker. We want to catch you slipping. We want to be able to throw that shoulder. We ain't trying to wrap up for real. And if we do wrap up, we going for your ankles. So beware. If you gotta return the ball or anything, you gotta be tackled by a wide receiver. That's what we going for. But I think Bach. I don't know why you would say that about Bach. I like the energy he gave against EIU. I like the energy I saw from him against Auburn. He played a few snaps in the Auburn game. He's on special teams. He's next man up as far as the return game. First year as a full-time wide receiver, right? They didn't double duty him. They didn't make him play DB when we had some injuries over there. They didn't stunt his growth and his progression in becoming a receiver. Bach is realistically, I'm looking at the wide receivers available from the wide receivers available in this class, plus what's going to be retained or what I think is going to be retained. And this is what I think the roster will look like in the wide receiver room next season. I think you get Derek Meadows back, you get Ryan Williams, Rico Scott, Jalen Mbakwe. You got the freshman in Cedarian Morgan. I'll know tomorrow for sure. By the end of the night, what's going to happen with Oren Cabell and his commitment. He'll be on roster. You'll have Brian Williams Jr. I think he's committed all the way through. The athlete that Alabama's recruiting as a wide receiver out of Florida. He'll be on. That's 7 names right there. Y'all hear I didn't say Jalen Hill. I truly think Jalen Hill has an opportunity elsewhere to go and not have to worry about if they're going to utilize him in the scheme. Now, this vertical scheme, we've seen what happens when the quarterback can't be consistent in the vertical threat. Jalen Hill is a vertical threat. He's a complete wide receiver, but his speed and his ability to go up and make a lot of tough catches downfield is what kind of separated him in his recruiting coming out of Texas. I think Hill came out in that 21 or the 22 class. I want to say it was the 22 class because he's a red shirt junior. So that's 4 years ago. 22 class, yeah. 22 class. So I think we're going to see a lot of those faces show up in the passing game this weekend. Or to answer your question, Ryan Williams, Bach, I think that's what you're seeing with them. Auburn schemed up for Ryan Williams. Bach is just learning the game, and he'll be back next year. Let's get back to the conversation. Still talking about key players to watch on both sides. We're still talking about Alabama offensive players, and this is a 2-hour show, so we'll get ready to open this lineup here in about 10 minutes to give y'all a chance to call in, but we're going to keep breaking it down in between calls and how we want to do this because I want y'all to understand some names and faces for all my Georgia fans that's been watching. Y'all think we just Ryan Williams and Ty Simpson, but it's a lot more on that offense that you need to pay attention to that have been getting limited opportunities and have been making the most of it, right? I look at the wide receiver room, and this is no surprise to what I'm going to say, but I think Rico Scott, Jeremy Bernard, Latier Brooks, this is their type of game against Georgia this week. Georgia's secondary, as good as this defense has been playing, the safeties have been their saving grace for what this defense can do. The secondary, I remember telling somebody about Everett, I believe is the corner, the starting corner out there, Georgia. Dylan Everett. I've been telling Georgia fans that dude is sus, man. He's sus. And you're not playing against a trash quarterback that, Ty Simpson has had his struggles, but that's been against great defenses that have been able to get pressure. Georgia hasn't been getting a lot of sacks. They haven't been getting a lot of pressure. They've been playing solid and containing the run game, all of those things, but they have not been a high pressure rate team. Let me get this up for y'all real quick. I had to go and get another depth chart. Here we go. So I look at what Alabama has to offer offensively. I think Rico Scott, Latier Brooks, Jeremy Bernard, their route running, their ability to catch the ball and create yards after the catch. I mean, they've been doing it all season. They're going to be the ones that kind of end up benefiting from Kirby Smart not wanting Ryan Williams to have a breakout game or an explosive game. Right? This is the type of game. I think we might see a situation where Ryan Williams not being targeted last week was probably a setup to try to get the staff to get some attention off of him. My remote died from my screen over here. But to get the Georgia staff to not get some attention on him, prepping him while he was still getting healthy. I think y'all got to remember too, he was fighting the injury bug. I know he's been available, he's been playing, but he's still fighting through that hamstring injury. He had an upper body injury, and the concussion was a big stumble for him earlier in the season. So a lot of things played into why we've been seeing Ryan Williams utilized the way he's been utilized. Some people look at the fact that he struggles in run blocking as, oh, that's a bad thing. Nah, sometimes the young man probably was on. I said it week 2. I said it week 3, my fault. It was a few plays where I see he's committed to run blocking. He's trying. He's just not used to doing it. He's never been asked to be accountable in run blocking forever in his life until he got to college. Is that his fault? Not totally. But yeah, I think we're looking good in the wide receiver room. All right. Let's talk about Georgia's offensive players. Talk about Georgia, some key players, and I'm not going to expound on them like I did in depth because I'm not a Georgia fan. I'm not a Georgia analyst. I don't study and break them down. I just go by what I see, when we're popping through those things. So one thing, a key player that's going to, and I'm not saying impact, but key players to watch. It's not just going to impact the game, but you're going to watch them. And I have some intel that says that we might be losing an offensive lineman to Georgia soon. So, in this portal, which is no big deal, the offensive lineman that we're losing to Georgia, I think it's more than deserving for this young man to go and be able to play at this level and get a fair opportunity, right? A fair opportunity. And if Jaden Roberts had another year of eligibility, I would be for him taking opportunity elsewhere. As much as he's given to the University of Alabama, if anybody was to leave, just like with Devontae Smith and a couple of those guys that ended up leaving after last season, I think you give them their respect. They put their all into the University of Alabama, and they're trying to do what's best for them at the end of the day, not what's best for the University of Alabama. And that's what you got to look at it. So looking at Georgia's offensive line, though, some key faces to look for on that offensive side of the ball. I look at the center, Drew Bobo. We talked about the redshirt junior. He's not a freshman. It's not like he's new to this. But this is a big game. This is one of his, big game moments. Early. How can Kane Womack affect him? How will he decipher some of the stunts? Can he handle the one-on-ones having to deal with Tim Keenan? Or can he deal with Landon Simmons or James Smith or Edric Hill? Can he handle those? Their interior, their guard play has been solid. Even with having to play a freshman at the right guard position, I think he's like number 62, 63. Dontrell Glover, big frame guy, plug and play type of freshman, day one ready, and has been doing what he has to do. Came in with the right body type to play guard in the SEC at the collegiate level. Like, and a highly recruited guy coming out of the 25 class. That's a key face that I think we should look at when they're talking about being able to affect the quarterback. Which offensive lineman can you send pressure at and kind of dial it up towards to make them get a little disgruntled or get off schedule offensively? All right. Another face on the offensive side. This young man to me had opportunity to really impact the game last time we saw Georgia, but definitely didn't take advantage of it. I think this game, with the type of plays he's been making for Georgia since that Alabama game, we got to be able to kind of limit his effectiveness, and that's going to be Dylan Bell, the senior wide receiver. And Georgia, like I said, coming into this game last time, they have a very veteran group in the wide receiver room. They have a veteran group. You're talking about a transfer junior, a senior transfer, a senior on roster, a red shirt junior transfer, another junior transfer. So you're talking about a experienced group going against a now experienced secondary in Alabama that really didn't have problems handling this pass attack. Obvious face to watch on Georgia's side is Gunnar Stockton. His growth this year has been huge for them, and their willingness to utilize his legs. You can't afford to not be effective in utilizing your legs in this type of game. Alabama's defense is getting better containing the run game, containing the quarterback run, but a guy like Gunnar Stockton, who can be sneaky athletic and is a little bit more stout and has a little bit more stronger base and can break a few tackles, he's not going to be as elusive as some of the backs we've seen, but he's going to be a direct runner, a decisive runner. We got to be disciplined on that. I truly believe this game they're going to give him some read option keys. And then for Georgia, it was Chauncey Bowens. I said something else though. Nate Frazier is he's in mid-season form, or he's at performing at a peak right now. You got to pay attention to what he's doing. With the tight end game not being as explosive as it was while they had your boy Brock and Oscar they still have quality tight ends that help out in that run game though. Oscar Delp and Lucky Lawson have been effective in run blocking, and they utilize it to their advantage. They maximize it. Shout out to my guy Next King 2. Appreciate you for tapping in, man, with the super chat. Says this game feels like 2021 Bryce, where the zero lineman gave up zero. The O lineman gave up 0 sacks, and the previous Auburn game they gave up like 7. I can see a big performance. It's a lot of doubt out there. Facts, Next King, and I feel like you saw Brooks Austin's take on that take, and why you trying to claim it? You trying to claim that as your own? I wanted to say it too, and I said it Saturday, but nobody believed me. I said it Sunday before I even saw the clip, but nobody listened to me, and I can't go. I've tried to go back and watch the show Sunday and find it, but I said the same thing. But again, appreciate you, Next King, for the $9.99 super chat. And don't forget, y'all, we do have charitable giving opportunities here on the Coach Smook Network. Opportunities for you to support us and help us continue to grow financially. We've taken on some financial obligations over the past few weeks, and we've taken advantage of some opportunities to earn for the network. So when you donate, it doesn't do anything but help us even more. And that means, that you really believe in the vision of what we're doing here on the Coach Smook Network. So I truly thank you for that $9.99 super chat, and encourage more to donate and super chat. Direct donations, we have those available through Cash App, PayPal, Venmo, at Coach Smook Network on all those platforms. I just got another text, y'all. Media availability. I'm sorry, y'all. Okay. No big deal. All right, so we look at this game. We're talking about key players offensively for Georgia. I just talked about Gunnar Stockton, his ability to make plays. Let's talk about we talk about running backs. Let's talk about one last guy And this is a name that I was scared of going into this game because of what I saw him do at USC. Zachariah Branch hasn't had one of those games where you're just like, oh, watch out for him. These are the games where those type of players, we saw Isaiah Horton do it in the Iron Bowl, big playmaker. Zachariah Branch is one of those names. I think he's wanting a big game in this type of matchup. I think he's wanting this type of matchup. Another name that's been kind of forced into a role to step up and be more so of a impact rotational guy offensively. And we're going to talk about the defenses too, but offensively, I don't want to give him too much credit for what he's doing, but I think their left tackle, I believe number 57. Now, I'm pulling the roster up right now. I don't know why my internet's moving slow for that page. Yeah, the left tackle, he's been a key factor into their development offensively. A lot of their explosive run game has come off the left side of that offensive line. If you look at a lot of their explosive runs, 57 is downfield making plays after he's cleared something off the line. He'll be matching up a lot with Keon Keeley, LT Overton, Yanzi Pierre, Quay Russaw. He'll see a lot of that action. He'll be having to deal with a lot of the slot corner blitzes that we bring, a lot of the overhang pressures that we bring with Bray Hubbard. That's a key player to watch up for. I'm telling y'all right now, this Georgia offense has gotten a lot better. I think this is probably going to be the best game of the weekend. Not just because I'm a Bama fan, but you're talking about two teams that literally mirror each other. If they come out and play their best game, both sides play their best game, this could be a crazy good game. All right, y'all. Right now, on the phone lines, we're going to open the phone lines here in a second. Forrest Gump and company taking the L. Okay, we got Disney Dog in the chat. What's up, Disney Dog? And y'all better not be muting no Georgia fans today, AAA family, all my Bama AAA family. That's why I got to make sure I get some Georgia mods. Daily Blue Footage says, if Bama doesn't get a crazy start, 17-0, Auburn pulls it off, in my honest opinion. Facts. I mean, a lot of if, coulda, wouldas, but what happened is what happened. In Alabama, that fast offensive start, it really wasn't a fast start. It was a great defensive game from Bama. It's a great defensive game. So, but before we get into the rest of the comments and we get into the rest of this breakdown, I'm going to break down players on the defensive side too for both teams, and then we'll do our game breakdown, how the game goes tomorrow on our morning show. We didn't want to put everything into one show. We want to break it down, but we're getting ready to open the phone lines here on the Coach Smook Network. I see our resident person, Georgia fan that won't pay their bet, keeps coming in trying to comment, go mess around and find himself all the way blocked off the channel, and I ain't scared to say it. You know what I'm saying? I ain't scared to say it. I don't like when people make bets or stuff or have an agreement and they don't live up to it. Mr. Fountain, Darius Fountain. I didn't mean to say that man's name. Let me stop. But appreciate everybody for the likes on the stream over here on YouTube. Continue running likes up. We got 34 in the chat on YouTube. 24 likes. Continue running likes up. Thank y'all for that. And then right after this message, right after this little infomercial break, we will be back with all of our breakdowns and the phone lines. We'll open the phone lines once we get back from this infomercial break. Take a chance and become a member of the AAA family here on the Coach Smook Network. Become a member of the channel. You talk about some great insight, some access behind the scenes, some good interactive things, some scoop when it comes to recruiting. You definitely want to be on there following early signing day coverage, because we will have the capability to go live in multiple ways for the Smook Scoop on tomorrow for recruiting and early signing day period. So appreciate y'all. And we'll be right back after these messages. Check it out. This is how you become a member of the AAA family.
Glad you chose to stop by the channel today. Just wanted to give you an opportunity to really become a part of this community here at the Coach Smook Network. We like to call ourselves the AAA family. The AAA stands for authenticity above all. We just want to give you an opportunity to become a part of this community because we're growing and we're doing something special here as a fan base, not just for Alabama, but the fan community as a whole. We're creating an environment where it's safe to be yourself, be authentic, and meet people who share the same passion you share, whether it's for the same team or not. You can do this by becoming a member of the AAA family. You simply start by just clicking the link provided to you by one of the moderators in the chat, or it'll be pinned to the top of the chat. Click that link. It'll bring you to my homepage. When you get to my homepage, make sure you hit the notification button and turn on all notifications. Understand that there are multiple ways to support the channel, and each level has its perks. You can go through and read each perk. As we continue to grow, new perks will be added to each level. One thing we would like to highlight that all AAA members are greatly appreciated. It does not go unnoticed that you have taken time and hard-earned money to support this channel. Once you join, YouTube is going to ask for some payment information, and make sure you monitor your subscription dates. Also, if you really want to get interactive with the community and find out what's going on, think about joining our Discord family. This is where you can get into all the fan talk of the community, and also there are networking opportunities. Please be mindful that there are rules and that we expect everyone to treat everyone with respect. Also, if you're looking to partner with Coach Smook Network or sponsor, please hit us up at coachsmooknetwork@gmail.com, and our staff will get back to you in a timely manner. I'm your boy, Coach Smook of the Coach Smook Network, and I thank you for supporting this channel.
When you see me in the streets, holler at me. Say, put me in the game, Coach Smook.
At Walk-On's Sports Bistro, the games are on, the food's delicious, and here you are always part of the team. Welcome to Walk-On Sports Bistro, where every day is game day. Whether it's a post-win celebration, drinks after work, or taking the fam for some made-from-scratch favorites, Walk-On's is your go-to for good times. Craft beer and cocktails, and bold flavors for fans of all ages. From melty mozzarella logs to Hall of Fame level burgers. Stop by today or order online or in the app. Walk-On's Sports Bistro. Game on.
Put me in a game, Coach Smook. Put me in a game, Coach Smook.
Remember, when you see me in the streets, holler at me. Say, put me in the game, Coach Smook.
Put me in a game, Coach Smook. Put me in a game, Coach Smook.
Like, share, subscribe. You know we keep it live.
Put me in a game, Coach Smook. 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 Put me in a game, Coach Smook.
Like, share, subscribe. You know we keep it live.
Chat, we're back. Thank y'all for tapping in. Here on the Coach Smook Network. And yeah, phone line is open. Well, we're going to continue the conversation as the phone line is open. Talking about players to watch for in this matchup, Alabama versus Georgia. We got our game breakdown tomorrow, how these matchups play out. We talk about numbers and we're talking about players today, how these numbers and these players play into these numbers. We will break that down tomorrow on our morning show. But we got our first call on the line today here on the Coach Smook Network. Y'all know who it is, my brother, man. Let's get it.
Call from Zach Willie.
Yo, Zach, what's up, man? You in the game with Coach Smook. Talk to me, man.
What's good, Coach Smook and my AAA family? How are y'all doing this morning?
Man, we pretty good this morning, Zach. We ready to get to Saturday. I'm not going to lie. As much as I'm hating this for college football to be ending, I'm so ready to get to Saturday. I think our boys are due for one of those flawless victory type games. And to be able to do it against a team like Georgia, possibly do it against a team like Georgia, I think that's where we finally get to enjoy this journey as Bama fans. But talk to us, Zach. What's on your mind coming into this week? The big game, SEC Championship, Alabama versus Georgia, round 2 in Atlanta. Bryant-Denny East, as we like to call it. Talk to me, Zach. What's your thoughts?
Yeah, and I have to do something, Coach, because I lost the bet to Adrian, and I promised him if Georgia beat Georgia Tech, I would do this, and it makes me sick to my stomach, but I'm a man of my word, so I have to do it. Go Dawgs.
Oh,
Shout
Lord.
out to Adrian, our resident Georgia fan, and go Dogs.
Hey, give it up for Zach. Hold on, Zach. We're giving it up for you right now. We're gonna give you a round of applause, and we're gonna boo Adrian. We're gonna boo Adrian for that BS. You know what I'm saying? He took that Zach. You remember when you made that bet? I didn't like it because I felt like Georgia. I feel like Georgia was doing the right thing to win the game, to win the games that they were winning at that point. Georgia Tech played tough though. They did still play a tough game, and I think Georgia Tech gave us more answers to what we need to do against Georgia than what I think Georgia was able. They have more questions than answers after that Georgia Tech game, and that's a good Georgia team. That's a good Georgia Tech team. That's a good Georgia team. Very good game between both teams. Georgia Tech offense just couldn't convert. Georgia's offense could. They did enough to convert on a few opportunities. I don't think it was a vanilla play call, and I think two good teams played against each other. But Alabama versus Georgia is this week. Talk to me, Zach. Let's get to it.
Yes. And to Disney Dawgs, man, y'all, the last month, y'all haven't really, yes, y'all's offense improved, but if you look at, compare our schedule to their schedule and the quality of defenses y'all have played, y'all haven't played the quality of defenses that we have played in the last month. And Ty struggled through those games, but still was able to win three out of our 4 games. You know, our only loss coming to Oklahoma in a game, even though we had 3 turnovers, we still should have won that game.
Right.
But Oklahoma did what they had to do to stop us,
Mm-hmm.
you know, and win and pull that game out. But, and also, if you even look at compare the whole season, Georgia hasn't played the quality of defenses we have. The best defense they faced all year is our defense.
Well, statistically, and this is what I was going to say. I'm glad you was bringing that point up. Statistically, Georgia, the best defense that they've played statistically up until this point is Auburn. Auburn was the best defense that they played statistically, and that they played in Jordan Hare same way we did. They played in Jordan Hare, and Auburn did a lot of things similar to what they did to Georgia. They did a lot of things similar to us. They just do what they do. They stay within the markup, but I don't think Auburn has the same skill set. That's why you saw a different type of game between Alabama and Georgia than what you saw against Auburn and Georgia, because Alabama has a things that they could capitalize on in the passing game that doesn't allow Georgia just to score 20 points or 21 points and win a game. You got to be able to score 20, at least 30 to beat Bama. If you really want to secure a game, you got to be able to score at least 30 points against Bama.
Right. And I can agree with that, Coach. And I mean, is it going to be a different game? Absolutely. You know, we're not coming in here, you know, all ignorant and big-headed because we beat y'all earlier in the year. We do understand it's going to be a different game, but still stylistically, we match up better with Georgia than everybody else, you know, that Georgia has played, you know, and from a scheme standpoint, our scheme is more, I'm not going to say more difficult to defend. We just are able to exploit their defense in a way that other teams weren't.
Hear me now,
Can
Zach?
you hear me, Coach?
Can you hear me now?
Yeah. I can hear you now.
My mic keeps coming unplugged when I have to. I'm going to move this chair a little bit. But I want to say this, going into the game, man. I said this previously against, you know, when you have teams like Alabama and Georgia that match up, you know, skill set wise, that's when you see the players' skills, the skill and all of that. That's when you see like who's better than who, right? It's not necessarily scheme. I think both philosophies They play against each other. They match up effectively. More so, and I'm not saying effectively. I'm saying like when you have schemes that battle against each other at a good rate, good on good, is going to be just like that. Shout out to Daniel Denny, an Auburn fan, tapping in. Appreciate you for pulling up, man. I don't know if you saw me, Daniel, but I got booed walking down the Tiger Walk, man. If you were there when that happened, let me know, man. I got to find some footage. I didn't get nobody recorded, but I walked down the Tiger Walk probably like 10, 15 minutes before the players came, man. But Zach, we talking about this game Saturday. I think the difference in this game, and you can attest if you think I'm wrong or you think differently. I think the difference in this game is the fact that like everybody's saying right now, with Ty Simpson struggling in the pass game, if Kirby Smart is going to bank on that trend continuing and load the box, that might entail hurt Georgia. And this is the reason. My two main factors here. One, you're talking about a different type of environment when you're in the building. Ty Simpson hasn't been playing been playing good in this cool weather the last 3 weeks. This cool weather has been getting into him. Right? That's one. And people can say it's small. That don't make no difference. Yes, it do. Yes, it do. You can see when players are warming up. When players are out there and they got to make a business decision and make a tackle on somebody, they thinking about how cold it is or how their body gonna feel. It's a split second thought. Some have it in them to disregard, some don't. But I look at it like this, Zach. You're talking about in the Mercedes-Benz Dome, players are a lot faster. Players are a lot faster on that indoor turf than they are on this outside field turf that we've been having to play on all season. It shows up every year in these games. Offensive linemen look faster.
Right.
Georgia has not seen team speed like ours. And I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna say they haven't seen team speed, a complete level of team speed on both sides of the ball like ours, probably since the Florida game.
Mm-hmm.
And when they did finally see something similar to it, to me, it was against Georgia Tech. Shout out to Black Major for tapping in. Roll Tide, man. Appreciate you for pulling up. But to me, when they did see something similar, it was against Georgia Tech, and we saw what Georgia Tech's defense was able to do against they offense. We saw what the Georgia Tech offense was able to do. It couldn't capitalize by scoring and putting points on the board, but they were able to move the ball, man, effectively.
Yes. And Zachariah Branches is a speedy wide receiver for him. But we got to counter that. We got Dijon Lee. We got Xavier Brown showed up against Cam Coleman. We got guys to
Red Morgan has been playing lights out too, man. And I don't know if y'all noticed, but Red Morgan is one of the faster DBs on Bama's roster. Just pure speed. He ran track in high school. He's a natural athlete. Now that he's more confident in the skill set and the mechanics of playing that slot corner and the boundary, Red Morgan is playing lights out right now for us, and probably the reincarnation of what we got from Brian Branch, playing that box safety type look, that slot corner, the physicality and the speed that he plays with, the twitch that he plays with, and the intensity he plays with, man. He give you Tony Brown energy with Brian Branch type of skill set.
Facts. And on the flip side of that, on our offensive side, we have Loxier Brooks, but I haven't seen cornerback or safety on Georgia's side that could really keep up with the kind of speed we have on offense. I'm not saying they don't have it. I just haven't seen it because I haven't watched a lot of Georgia film this year compared to last year.
I could give you some insight if you want it, Zach. I know you get your own insight, but I wanna tell you something. They got some dudes. You're talking about Ellis Robinson, a guy that Alabama coach Saban was very high on coming out of high school. They have the other guy, Aguero, playing on the other side, I believe. Is Aguero back for Georgia fans? Wasn't he the DB that went down a few weeks ago? One of your DBs went down in the game. I can't remember. I want to say he was against Kentucky, if I'm not mistaken. Was it Kentucky? Let me double check. I want to say he was either no, it wasn't Kentucky. It was after Kentucky. It either had to be Ole Miss. It probably was Kentucky then. It was after us. It was either Ole Miss or Kentucky. Y'all lost to DB for a couple weeks, but I'm looking at the lineup, man. They got guys. You know, Aguero is a great box safety, corner, whatever you want, not a nickel corner, box safety. KJ Bolden, another top tier guy, going to be a first round draft pick when he's eligible next year. You know, played as a true freshman last year. We saw him grow last year. Ja'Cory Thomas, and then Zachariah Branch, his brother Zion Branch, has been getting some quality reps for them in that secondary too. So it's not like they're struggling in the secondary. They just haven't been put to test for real all season, and usually that hurts you this late in the season when the offensive line can hold your front up or your pass rush up for 4 seconds. That's a long time to cover in the secondary, and that's why I think their secondary is struggling, because they have such a great front that they don't get opportunities to play the ball in the air as much as everybody else across the country.
Right, and that's ultimately what I was saying when I was talking about the speed difference. Ty has had, our offensive line has been better holding up and pass blocking to give him 3-4 seconds, and with the speed we have on offense, I haven't seen a guy on Georgia's defense that would be able to defend our wide receivers for that long, and so I believe we're going to have spots where holes to exploit in this game. It's just whether or not Ty is going to make those throws, like he did in the first game.
Facts.
And I'm not saying Ty can't do it, because I've seen him do it. You've seen in the warmer months when it was warm out, you seen him light up defenses. Like you said, in the last month when it's been cold out and he's had to play in the cold, you've seen him struggle.
Right.
But when it was warm out, he was tearing defenses up. And so that's what I'm saying. I just, this game, yes, it's going to be a different game. I agree. And we're going to have to come out and beat them differently. But with what I have seen from Ty and what I know Ty is capable of, I just believe Alabama's going to come out and give Georgia problems.
Facts. And one thing about, and I think Jay Penny probably saying it now, I would just click back over to the comments. One thing about physicality, man, you got to be able to do it for 60 minutes. If you come out hitting hard, it's hard to sustain that. And when you're playing against teams as equally physical and talented as you are. So that's going to be the matchup. And then I want to give a shout out to the Georgia fan in the chat. I think this is a Georgia fan here. I was looking for the other guy that's been filling in since the injury in the secondary, and it was number 15. I couldn't remember because he doesn't start, but he plays a lot of spot impact minutes, and he's been playing good. Danilo Jones, the redshirt freshman, been playing physical. You see him get in at that boundary corner, and he matches up well. He gets a lot of zero man looks. No safety help. They trust him enough. If Kirby trusting you with no safety help, you're doing something good. You have some upside. So I think that's good. But Zach, I appreciate you for calling in. Final thought, man. We got 30 seconds. Roll Tide, my brother. Final thought.
Final thought. It's going to be a good game. Good luck to you, Georgia fans. Roll Tide, and I'll holler at y'all later.
Facts. Roll Tide, man. Appreciate you for calling in, Zach. Y'all give it up for Zach in the chat, y'all. Appreciate y'all for tapping in today, man. This is a good show so far. I let Zach, y'all know Zach is our primary caller, so he gets the first 15 minutes on usually when he calls in. Now, when you call in now, 334-625-1121, say your name, put me in the game, coach. You got 5 minutes, 3 to 5 minutes on the phone. We got another caller on the line. Y'all know who this is.
Call from
Put me in the game, Coach Smook. It's Caden.
Caden, what's good, man? You in the game with Coach Smook. Roll Tide.
Hey, Coach Smook. First of all, how you doing today, good sir?
I'm good. I'm good today, Caden. How you doing?
Doing well. Hey, Georgia, Bama. Let's talk about it.
Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it, Caden.
You want to talk physicality, and I think, and I agree, physicality is going to be the most important thing in this game, because the last couple of weeks since Georgia's lost to Bama, they've been playing out of their minds. But I feel like with Ty Simpson, and hear me out, Ty Simpson's a good quarterback. I've been watching him. I've been watching him on the side, Coach Smook, and I've been watching some of his film, and I got to give the kid credit. The kid knows how to throw the ball pretty good. But Ty Simpson is going to have to start dicing that ball around, especially to Ryan Williams and all them other guys, especially on offense. And the key against Georgia is to beat their secondary. But also avoid getting sacked. Avoid that defensive line pressure, the pressure from the defensive line. Because that's how Georgia's winning their games on the defensive side of the ball. And I think you could agree with me. They've got to avoid getting pressured. And Alabama's offensive line, I feel like Hayden Proctor and all of them are going to help Ty Simpson keep them numbers down and get him comfortable in the SEC championship game against Georgia.
100%. Hey, you said some real things, but I'm gonna test it. I'm gonna rebuttal with these things.
Coach Smook. Here's my thing.
Go ahead.
But here's the opposite. Factor. I'm gonna say this as a 50-50. But I'm gonna give. This could be a possibility. Georgia could come out of the game and win. Not saying it's possible, but I'm saying it's a 50-50. Because Georgia could come out there with their defense for 60 minutes.
Wait. Say that. Say that again. You saying it's not possible, but it's 50-50?
I'm saying this is a 50-50 game, but I'm saying the other odds. On the other hand, because I'm trying to be not biased, all right?
Mm-hmm.
What? You think I'm lying?
No. You said the same thing twice. 50-50, there's a possibility. You said there's you said I'm just go ahead, man. I'm picking at you, man.
Let me get the other 50%. Sorry,
I get you, man. I get you.
Nah,
you good, man. I'm just picking, Katie. You know I like picking at you, buddy.
Yeah, but here's the other 50% that could happen. Now, 50% Alabama could win that game. 50% Georgia could win that game. Now, on the other hand, Georgia could win that game with their defense and absolutely bring hell to Ty Simpson. Now, they could come out of that game winning it defensively. And then Gunnar Stockton has an easy way to light up Alabama's defense on the other hand. So, in this is the same scenario with the 2022 defense. They could come out and just storm Alabama. So, I mean, I'm kind of putting it at a 50-50 situation there for you, Coach.
And this is what I'm gonna say, Caden. Let me grab it for about a minute. I think everything you said is legit because Georgia's offense. I'm not going to say that they've been elite since they played us. They've been able to compete, and when they've had to score, like against Ole Miss, they were able to score, come from behind, and win that game. Against Florida, Florida played them tough. Florida gave them the game, though. I'll be honest. Florida gave Georgia that game, and Georgia fans that watched the game, they would tell you they did not leave that game. They left that game feeling like we did leaving the Auburn game. That was a rivalry game for them, and they handled it, though. They found a way to win. Mississippi State game came out strong against them. They pulled away towards the end. Same thing with Texas. Georgia Tech was the last fully healthy team that was able to go against Georgia and had a defensive front that could compete against their offensive line, had an offensive line to give the quarterback time. Their secondary gave up some plays. Haynes King was able to make some plays with his legs. If Ty Simpson can follow a little bit of either one of those scripts from the Georgia Tech game or even the Florida game or the Ole Miss game or the Auburn game and utilize his legs from the quarterback position, 10 to 15 times in this game, be deliberate about it. Georgia, I believe, gets blown out in this game. But if we stick to what we've been doing and Georgia sticks to what they've been doing, Georgia can find themselves in a position where they're either down by possession or up by possession. Same thing with Alabama. And it could be a one-possession game, and whoever has the ball last and has been executing the most effectively throughout this game, this could be a 31-28 game for the winner.
Right, and I mean, everything that you said is true. Or put this possibility out. It could be a blowout either way. It could be a blowout for Alabama, or it could be a blowout for Georgia. It could go either way, like I said. Because if someone's defense, if Georgia's defense steps up in this game and plays out of their mind, and I know they will, there could be the possibility that this could be a blowout. Not saying it can't, not saying like it's a definite, but it can. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get it.
Because ultimately, whoever wins this game is going to the playoffs and is going to go to play the national championship. I mean, that's the bottom line.
Mm-hmm. Facts.
I mean, I'm not gonna gloat on here about who I'm picking. I'm not. I mean, both teams are good. I mean, you got Alabama on one hand, Caleb DeBoer, who took over the position from Nick Saban with a lot of guys and struggled, but now he's finding his rhythm with that offense, especially with Ty Simpson. And on the other hand, you've got Georgia with Kirby Smart.
30 seconds, Caden.
But ultimately, I'm ready to see who wins this game. But ultimately, I'm going to say this, Coach Smook, and I'm hoping, your boys at Alabama are listening. Good luck, because it's going to be one hell of a battle, and I know it's going to be one hell of a battle.
Yes, sir. Well, Caden, I appreciate you for calling in, man.
But hold on, Coach. Hold on.
You got 2 seconds. You gotta listen, when you hear this, I have it set up. I say the sound into the system for a reason, chat. We want to be on schedule. And you saying the same thing over and over again. You gotta, come on, man, bring it. Great conversation over today, Katie. Y'all give it up for Katie in the chat, y'all. We sticking to it, man. We push it. We tell you 5 minutes because we're going to give you, we set it for 6 minutes. Because I'm gonna get my rebuttal, and I think I did a pretty good job responding in less than a minute. Both my responses were 52 seconds or less. I'm just saying a lot in those 52 seconds, and a minute is a long time. We may lose, but I don't think blowout, because RD is no joke. I don't think and it's always a possibility that we can lose. Each side is going to believe that they could win going into the game. Each side can win, right? And that's the point of all this pregame talk. I think he'll have. Wait. Larez Moody said, Eddie, I don't think Ty would want to stay. He would truly have pressure from the backup quarterback. Oh yeah, he got to go. Ty need the best. What's this? You got SEC championship. Then you could possibly play 2 extra games in the playoffs with a first round bye. Playing the first round, that's another extra game. So you got 4 more games. Ty could make a push and solidify his first round. And believe it or not, we're looking at PFF scores and mock drafts. Ty's still the number 3 quarterback on the draft board right now in the country. That's eligible for a draft. He's still the number 3 quarterback. And it's mostly because of the stats. Most of these PFF grades, they come from, not necessarily looking at what's happening on field, but they base it off of the numbers, right? And then you look at the workouts and the grades that they're giving these guys. Ty's going to go into a draft workout and freaking blow it out the water on air. He's going to look good. Mechanics, his arm looks good against air. So he's going to blow it out the water. Hey, we still make it with the loss. I don't know, man. I don't know. The way this committee is, I don't know. I'm more on the side of just win every game that's in front of us going forward. I'm more on that side of things. Phone line is open still, 334-625-1121. Time to put them puppies back in the dog house. J. Cole, what's up, man? I ain't know you hang out over here still. What's good, my boy? Welcome in. He'll blow the interview away as well. Oh, get that man out there. You so funny, Cindy. You so funny. He is a professional, though. You can tell he's a coach's son. He's growing up around the game, and he definitely knows how to conduct himself. We got time for one more call. If anybody wants to call in. We talked about defense of players on Georgia's defense. Let's talk about Alabama's defense as we wait for another call to come in. If you already called in, please don't call back. Give somebody else a chance. But if you don't have anything to say, we can finish the show. Here we go. We got a new caller on the line, 205. Let's see who it is.
Call from
Yo, Melvin, you in the game with Coach Smook. Talk to me, man. Welcome to the show.
What's up, brother? What's going on this morning, man?
Man, that much, man. Just doing some Georgia, Alabama breakdown. And it's funny you called in now because we just started talking about defenses. Give me some players' names that on that defensive side going into this game that you looking to have some a big game against Georgia for Alabama.
Well, I feel like the game go down the middle.
Hold on, Melvin. You kind of muffled a little bit. We can't really hear you. What'd you say?
Hold on. Let me fix my phone real quick. Can I call you back real quick?
Yeah, you can call right back. Y'all, let's let Melvin call back. Go ahead. All right, we're gonna let Melvin call back. Chat. But I'm gonna start with my defensive players to look out for Alabama. One, Tim Keenan on the interior. Somebody said it earlier. The interior up front. Tim Keenan's going to need a huge game, and the way he's been playing, being able to get those relief reps. I told y'all, some players don't need to play every snap to be impactful, especially on the D line. If you can get a defensive line rotation to where your best defensive lineman or your starter, your most productive defensive lineman is playing, 34, 40 snaps a game, and your relief guys that's rotating him are playing 15 to 20, and there's no drop off with that production. You got a good spot. You're in a good spot. So a game like this, Tim Keenan coming in healthy, fresh. He looked healthy last game. It was one play. He dropped back in coverage. They dropped him out of the double mug. Look, he dropped back in coverage. They trusted him to do those things. London Simmons, Edric Hill, another interior defensive lineman that's been getting a lot of push. The interior defensive line is going to be important. Tim Keenan's going to need to have a big game. Another guy that I look to have a big game because of the spot reps that he's going to be playing, Noah Carter, 24. Has been being thrown out there on a lot of third and passing situations because of his ability. One, just tracking the quarterback or the ball carrier. Two, he's one of your more athletic edge rushing linebackers that have the receiving skill sets that can capitalize on some of those tips that we're seeing at the line of scrimmage, or when those guys are jumping those bubble screens and things of that nature. Those edge rushers, those quote unquote defensive end outside linebackers or shooting to the flats and jumping those bubble screens and those now screens. I think Noah Carter has a chance in this game because I truly don't think Mike Bobo is going to want to keep the ball in gunner hands, for too many dropbacks. Maybe 25 times max, we might see that. And that with Alabama's pressures rate is not as far as getting sacks. We don't complete sacks. For every 10 pressures, we're getting, 2 sacks. So if we're able to get 10 pressures in this game on 25 dropbacks, we need those 2 sacks or more. We need those 2 sacks. We've been averaging about 11.3 pressures per game in this season, leading up to this game. Sacks, we're not finishing. We weren't finishing, but now you see us being able to get back there and get to the quarterback a lot better in the past few games. So we're sitting here at the hour 45 mark. We're going to let Melvin get his 5 minutes, then we're going to close out. Let's get it. Yo, Melvin, what's up, man? Welcome back in the game with Coach Smook. Talk to me, brother.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, we got you now, loud and clear. Y'all give it up for Melvin in the chat one more time, y'all.
Okay, my defense, James Smith, man. That's who I got, man.
What you got for defensive key guys this weekend? Let's start on the D line. Who you got showing up for the D line this week, Melvin?
The D line is I'm not gonna even say James Smith. I'm gonna say offensive Corey Smith and Jane Line.
Okay. And then I think what's your thoughts on Alabama's inside linebacker play? Nakai Hill-Green, Deontay Lawson, Justin Jefferson, the way that those guys been playing, especially against Auburn. I think they were the key factor in us being able to maintain.
Man.
What's your thoughts on those guys?
Oh yeah, those guys was the key for us to win that game. And Iron Bowl game, those 2 guys did their job and did a hell of a job, man. I mean, this past weekend, man, I love every minute of it, man.
100%. And then in the secondary, man, who you expect to come out this weekend in this SEC championship matchup and really just showcase, their skill sets? Because I think the secondary, the past 2 weeks, minus 2 plays, I mean, even against Eastern Illinois, we didn't see them give up anything. But I'm talking about even the Oklahoma game. 2 plays in both of these games where we saw our secondary give up scoring plays in the past game. Something that we haven't done defensively. Which secondary member, defensive back, Damani Jackson, Dijon Lee, Xavier Brown, Red Morgan, Keon Sapp, Bray Hubbard, Zay Mincy, Cam Calhoun is going to be a part of this game plan. Which DB you think is going to have the game?
I say Dion Jackson. He'll do his job.
You think he wakes up this game?
Yeah, I'm think he's gonna wake up this weekend, man.
Yeah.
I think he's gonna wake up. I think he's gonna clean up the work and have us looking good this Saturday, man. I got evidence, man, right here, man.
Yeah, and I think Damani Jackson has played very well since he struggled in the Tennessee game. Right, that was like the game that kind of exposed him. I truly believe since the Tennessee game, we've seen Damani with the rotational play that he's been playing. You know, and a lot of times, y'all gotta understand at the collegiate level. I think right now at the collegiate level, they're running like on average, it's like 64 plays a game. 64 plays, you know, on both sides of the ball on the collegiate side. You look at it, man, the NFL right now is barely hitting a 50 clip, like a 50 play clip. The game is so fast in the NFL, and you're not seeing a lot of opportunities for guys to make mistakes. At the collegiate level, that's the difference. The more plays, the more opportunities there is for positive plays, but on the same breath, is opportunities for negative plays too, and for the other team to take advantage of you playing the same guys. And right now, where Alabama's benefited from is the depth at major positions, inside linebacker room. We that's the position I'm most worried about going into next season with so much production, all of the production leaving. Nakai's gone, Deontay's gone, Justin's gone. That's going to be a position that we need to see some immediate growth, some plug and play skill set guys. And this year, those guys are playing at a peak, man. They're operating at a peak. Final thoughts, Melvin, as we get ready to close this thing out. You got, there you go. It just came up. The minute mark, man.
Yeah, I know. I know. Who you got showing up this weekend for our offense, man? For the phone hang up.
I said this, man. I think Caleb Edwards going to be the guy that gets an opportunity. I got a few names: Rico Scott, Jeremy Bernard in the receiving core. I think they're due for those type of 1-2 punch type games. Ryan Williams will have a big play, but I don't think he'll have like 12, 15 targets and no crazy game like that. I think everybody will get their share, but those two will be the impact guys. Receiving wise, offensive line, whoever's at right guard will be the guy to watch. Whoever gets that position, whether it's Wilkin, whether it's Geno, whether it's Jaden, you got to go out there and they got to set the tone from the right guard position. And then, of course, the running backs. I think this will be the game Daniel Hill steps up and shows out. But the impact of the Daniel Hill, Kevin Riley, A.K. Deer rotation, that's kind of what I'm looking at. I can't pinpoint one person to watch for, but I could definitely pinpoint a group of guys that I have been seeing making a few plays here and there over the last few weeks. Melvin, final 30 seconds. What you thinking, man?
Okay, man. My final thoughts, like, this is going to be a good game. This ain't going to be like the first time, so it's going to be harder. It's going to be tougher. But I still got to win the game and roll tide, everybody.
Bro.
To the chat.
Roll Tide, Melvin. Appreciate you for calling in, man. Y'all give it up for Melvin in the chat, man. And that's going to do it for the Coach Smook, chatting with Coach Smook call-in segment here on the Coach Smook Network. All right, y'all, we're going to do a real quick infomercial break. If you're not a member of the AAA family, this is your chance to do so. And then once we come back, we're going to close out and get up off this show, man. Thank y'all for tapping in. TikTok, Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. We appreciate you here on the Coach Smook Network. Somebody say it in the chat. Say, put me in the game, Coach Smook. Join the AAA family so I can get you in there.
Glad you chose to stop by the channel today. Just wanted to give you an opportunity to really become a part of this community here at the Coach Smook Network. We like to call ourselves the AAA family. The AAA stands for authenticity above all. We just want to give you an opportunity to become a part of this community because we're growing and we're doing something special here as a fan base, not just for Alabama, but the fan community as a whole. We're creating an environment where it's safe to be yourself, be authentic, and meet people who share the same passion you share, whether it's for the same team or not. You can do this by becoming a member of the AAA family. You simply start by just clicking the link provided to you by one of the moderators in the chat, or it'll be pinned to the top of the chat. Click that link. It'll bring you to my homepage. When you get to my homepage, make sure you hit the notification button and turn on all notifications. Understand that there are multiple ways to support the channel, and each level has its perks. You can go through and read each perk. As we continue to grow, new perks will be added to each level. One thing we would like to highlight that all AAA members are greatly appreciated. It does not go unnoticed that you have taken time and hard-earned money to support this channel. Once you join, YouTube is going to ask for some payment information, and make sure you monitor your subscription dates. Also, if you really want to get interactive with the community and find out what's going on, think about joining our Discord family. This is where you can get into all the fan talk of the community, and also there are networking opportunities. Please be mindful that there are rules and that we expect everyone to treat everyone with respect. Also, if you're looking to partner with Coach Smook Network or sponsor, please hit us up at coachsmooknetwork@gmail.com, and our staff will get back to you in a timely manner. I'm your boy, Coach Smook of the Coach Smook Network, and I thank you for supporting this channel.
All right, chat, let's go ahead and close this thing out. I forgot to change my background. Y'all gonna let me be out here looking like a soup sandwich? Hold on, let me change my background real quick, and we'll be right back, y'all. Y'all just got me out here looking like a soup sandwich, man. That's how y'all gonna do your boy? I thought y'all rock with me, man. Let's change it real quick. Let me see if I can do it the right way. Here we go. This guy got 4 fingers for real. All right, now we look like somebody. Hey, have y'all ever noticed I be changing the backgrounds during the show? Don't y'all think that's pretty cool? We go from the studio to the studio to the film room to the other spot. But thank y'all for being here today. We got 3 minutes to close the show out. I don't want to mess up our promos here. Shout out to everybody, all the AAA family, for tapping in today. Thank you for each and every comment, each and every like on the stream. We appreciate each and every one of you. Truly do, man. Y'all just don't know. Y'all affect the growth of this channel just as much as anything else that we do on screen, off screen, in the community. You guys are part of it. Want to give a special shout out to our brand new official sponsors. Walk On Sports Bistro in Montgomery, Alabama is the home sponsor, but the whole franchise is giving us love, man, and showing us love. This is the Montgomery location for those that want to pull up for this weekend's live watch party, to be a part of the live watch party event live on stream. You can pull up the walk-ons in Montgomery, Alabama this weekend and support your boy Coach Smook and the AAA family and the Coach Smook Network there this weekend. 2:30 p.m. is when we'll kick off the event, and we'll be watching the game, interacting live, doing our call-in show and everything from walk-ons that evening for the game. I appreciate each and every one of you, all the sponsors, all the supporters. Shout out to Southern Beast Bully. Shout out to Man of Standards Executive Security. Thank you for supporting us. Helping Hands LLC. To everyone, every organization, Yarn Clothing Apparel, Streetwear, we thank you for supporting my brother's side. We appreciate you all, and we'll be bringing some more official sponsors on over the next coming weeks to end the year. A lot of Christmas time celebration type things happening here at the Coach Smook Network. But I'm not going to hold you, and I'm not going to go past our time. I thank you all, and once again, man, I love you all. Go love somebody. Be blessed today. Go encourage somebody. Don't just hold it all in for yourself. Go encourage somebody. Tell them how good God been to you. Go share it with somebody. Let them know that God is really a keeper, and the things that he's doing in your life will not stop as long as you continue to share and spread the love. I love you all. And remember, when you see me in the streets, holla at me.
Say, put me in the game, Coach Smook.
I appreciate y'all. Y'all be blessed.
Remember, when you see me in the streets, holla at me. Say, put me in the game, Coach Smook.
Put me in the game, Coach Smook. Put me in the game, Coach Smook.
Like, share,
Put me in a game called Smook. 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 Put me in a game called Smook.
Like, share, subscribe. You know we keep it live.
When you see me in the streets, holler at me. Say, put me in the game, Coach Smook.
At Walk-On's Sports Bistro, the games are on, the food's delicious, and here you are always part of the team. Welcome to Walk-On Sports Bistro, where every day is game day. Whether it's a post-win celebration, drinks after work, or taking the fam for some made-from-scratch favorites, Walk-On's is your go-to for good times, craft beer and cocktails, and bold flavors for fans of all ages. From melty mozzarella logs to Hall of Fame level burgers. Stop by today or order online or in the app. Walk-On's Sports Bistro. Game on!
Put me in a game called Smook. Put me in a game called Smook.